This video is sponsored by iFixit. Not long ago, I bought a lot of 44 broken handheld game consoles, and in that lot, there was this Mario Special Edition DS Lite. I'll link that video down in the description if you want to see that, but today I'm going to be fixing up this Mario Special Edition DS Lite. Let's take a look and see what's wrong, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to it. So this DS Lite is not in the best condition. It's got all sorts of scratches and scuffs, but the main problem is that the hinge is totally broken right here. Now it does power on and it does play games, but it's just not in very good condition. So what I'm going to be doing is replacing the shell with this brand new shell. But before I can get the new shell on, I've got to get all the guts out of this old shell. So I'm going to do that next. Then I'll put the new shell on and it's going to look as good as new. Now that we have our DS Lite completely torn apart, except for this top screen part, it's time to remove the new shell, make sure it all looks good, then we can start installing it into the new shell. And here we go. So here is the top piece and the bottom piece. It looks like we have new screen components in here. Good. We've got all new buttons. We'll look at the quality of these in a little bit. A lot of times the quality of the buttons is not real great, and that kind of makes the buttons stick and stuff like that. So we'll check that here in a little bit. All of the bottom case looks good. Then we have all of the screws and other miscellaneous components. Now comparing the two, this is the original, this is the new one. The new one is actually almost a little bit like transparent. I don't know if you can see that very well on camera. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna like that. But we'll see once we get it in. The actual quality of the plastic part looks pretty good. There's not a lot of extra little pieces I have to cut off or anything. It actually looks pretty good. So the only thing that I don't really like is just the fact that this one is a little bit more transparent than this one. This one, the original, is not transparent at all as far as I can tell. So we've taken a look at the new case, and now let's start getting all the parts installed into the new case. No matter what project I'm working on, I trust iFixit to have the quality tools that I need. One of my personal favorites is the iFixit Protect Toolkit. It's hard to find a better toolkit for the price. iFixit also has a great website that has repair guides, parts for almost any device you might want to fix, and lots of other tools and supplies. You've probably noticed that I've been using iFixit tools in this repair. I use iFixit tools in almost every repair because I know I can count on their tools to be quality and they come at a great price. Thanks again to iFixit for sponsoring this video. Now is time for one of the most difficult parts. I have to thread this very fragile ribbon cable through this tiny metal hinge. Not as hard as on things like the 3DS, if you saw my video about that, but still fairly difficult. Okay, and there we go. Now while I'm doing that, I also have to get these two cables through the middle of the ribbon cable and the hinge. And there we go. This metal hinge piece fits very nicely into the new plastic. Now hopefully the rest of it does as well. I've got the ribbon cable rolled up nicely through this hinge. So I hope it's just gonna go, and it looks like yeah, it looks like it went really well. So as long as I didn't tear the ribbon cable during that process, we should be good to go on that. Now I need to put the microphone in without tearing that ribbon cable. Okay, I think everything is good through the hinge. Now I need to lay this LCD back down in here. Speakers. Now let's see what it looks like from the other side. Okay, it looks pretty good. There's a little crack on this side, so I need to slide that LCD over a little bit. Should be good after that though. Better. Okay, and now this back cover for the top screen can go on. And there we go. Now we have the top screen inside the case for the top screen. Now we got to get the rest of the lower shell on. Now I'm going to try and use the buttons that came with the kit. I could use the original buttons, but usually when you use the buttons that come with the kit, you're going to be better off. So I'm going to do that. All right, and now it's time for the motherboard and bottom screen. With the motherboard in, now we need to route the blue wire under the card reader, which is a pain. Then we can get the rest of the components in. I'm going to put the 2 screws in the motherboard to make sure it stays here while I'm routing this wire. Ah, there we go. The white one actually goes over here. The blue one goes over here. Glad I noticed that little problem. And there we go. We got the motherboard and lower screen installed. Now it's time to work on this bottom shell. We got to put the buttons in here. Then we need to mount the shoulder buttons. Then we can put the bottom shell on. And there we go, just got to get some screws in and then the battery in. Oh no. That was dumb. It was turning out so nice too. Just another example, just because you have a lot of experience or know what you're doing doesn't mean you can just go along and not pay attention. I'm gonna put the shorter screw back in, but that's always gonna be there. There's nothing I can do about that one other than replace the shell again, which I'm not gonna do right now. That's the screw I put in. That's the one that should have been in there. Okay, let's see how bad it looks now. I mean, not as bad, I guess. I guess I can pretend it's not as bad. I'll just pretend that it's supposed to be there. That's how it's supposed to look. Don't even worry about it. Well, let's still finish it up and just see how it would have looked if I would not have done that dumb boneheaded mistake. Now let's take the plastics off and see how she looks. Well, the outside looks amazing. Just look how nice and shiny that is. That looks nice. And the inside, I mean, it mostly looks great. I'll just put my thumb there. There you go. The screens need to be cleaned up, but other than that, it looks pretty good. I guess the only thing that I don't really like about this is there is still a gap up here, which I could have put the screen protector that they sent along with it up there, and that probably would have helped that. But overall, that's not too bad. I'm still not sure what I think of the semi-translucent housing. I think it would be better either just to go more translucent or not translucent at all. But overall, it's not too bad. And really, it doesn't really matter since I ruined the case anyways. And there we go. After giving the screens a once-over with a cleaning rag, the screens look much better. Well, the outside definitely looks better. The inside mostly looks better. Honestly, a part of me just wants to get a new case and reshoot this video, but at the same time, I want to be real with you guys, and I want to make sure that you guys know that nobody's perfect, and if you make mistakes, that's okay, especially when you're trying to bring old devices back to life. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to iFixit for sponsoring this video, and I hope you have a better day than I did.